decided to try to do a video in which I talk at the same frequency at which a cat purrs. This is to try to make the subject matter more bearable, because some of these videos seem to have content that is just too jarring for people to listen to. So I'm using the frequency at which bones and ligaments heal when cats use them. The more difficult thing to, I'm getting tingles now, to absorb in the Shape of Water movie is not merely biblical content. Perhaps the easiest way to introduce it is to talk about Cinderella. This movie is supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast movie, and it is in a fashion, but the Beauty and the Beast are one and the same. It is set up to make the Beast seem more attractive. In reality, it is in many ways, first and foremost, a Cinderella story, but this theme is hidden from the viewer by making decoy references to other films and stories. First of all, Elisa or Elisa is a cleaner. She performs the same sort of labor as Cinderella does. Her world, in which she lives a rich fantasy life, falls apart every night at midnight when she has to go to work, and at another specific night time later on in the story. She imagines herself dancing. Often, she buys vast quantities of shoes. Shoes are very important to her, and take her out of her everyday life. Time is her enemy, as I mentioned before, especially at midnight. And she has, in a manner of speaking, a fairy godmother. In Cinderella, the fairy godmother gives her the means of going to meet the prince. In this case, the prince is the Beast. And in this movie, a gay man helps her get the Beast out of captivity so that she can be with him. So this is a slang expression of the word gay. Another word for it is fairy. Now, what's important in this, and what's we have to be concerned with most, is that the Sumerian deities had the same relationship to humans as the prince and other royalty have to Cinderella. They created humans in their mythology solely for the purpose of staying quiet and doing menial work. Their lifespans were shortened in order to keep them in line. The gods make humans because they are lazy and want someone else to work for them, and not to make too much noise in the process, and so as not to disturb them. They make no bones about it in Sumerian mythology. There are no accusations of sin. The gods simply want someone to work for them. And this is easier to see in the source material of the Bible. When we promote a Cinderella story, one which promotes the idea of simply marrying your way out of your problems. It's not really an expression of movement toward a more fair, productive society. It's simply about becoming one with a beast, de-evolving, and not celebrating the productivity and the creativity of human beings, for which they do not reap their full rewards. At the end of the story, in the book at least, Elisa does not become more vocal, she becomes less so. She sacrifices what little remains of her vocal cords in order to warn the beast about an attacker. So it's really about her becoming less able to communicate, particularly with people on land, rather than more. And this concerns me particularly in the way my YouTube videos are received. By far the most popular ones are those in which I don't say anything. This is, in and of itself, a means of encouraging the widest audience possible to develop their voices, but I also worry that along the way they're not learning to speak and articulate what has to be done to make a more positive, life-affirming, creative society in which we no longer have a relationship with those in power that depends on us having a short lifespan and being exploited.